Hi everyone, this is your sunshine Yui Tachibana, and we have to talk about this. Look at this nonsense right here, guys. If you care about preserving your favorite anime, just listen to this nonsense right here. So Crunchyroll, the punching bag of the internet when it comes to anime, has recently delisted 6 titles off their website, amongst the likes of Barakamon, Blood, Blockade, Battlefront, Orange, and Grimgar, among many others. So, these are not the first titles that they've taken down. It's far from it, actually. Earlier this week, they also took down Black Lagoon, which was really sad to see. So look at this right here. Black Lagoon also got delisted as well. It's very sad to see because Black Lagoon, I already know, is one of the more most notable 2000s anime titles. It's a classic for many people. And the fact that a title like this could get delisted from Crunchyroll is just proof right now that you got to appreciate these titles while you still can conveniently, at least legally, stream them, right? Unless you got the physical medias, then you're all set for life. But we'll get to it when we get to it. When it comes to this streaming stuff, you're basically not owning anything. You're renting, it's like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video back in the day. Only now it's on your TV or your Roku or whatnot, wherever you're streaming from. It's when it comes down to really is not really Sony's fault. It's not the fact that they don't want to own these titles anymore, like Death Parade or 91 Days, which got delisted last year. It's really comes down to the licenses, really, that this company, Crunchyroll, formerly known as Funimation, because they merged with that company a few years ago, and a couple of the titles that Funimation had, Crunchyroll ended up not putting onto their service as a result of the merger. Most of the titles did, but some of them were not so lucky. Now look, and it's not like these are unknown titles either. It's like some of you are gonna be like, what the fuck is, Orange or Raka, right? I'll let you know right now, they're actually pretty popular. Look at how many users that it has for scoring these shows. Like, these are not exactly very obscure titles, right? These are anime that clearly has a fan base. Even if they ended 10 years ago, even if they only had one season, there's gonna be a couple hundred people who are still looking back at this and be like, hey, this is the title that got me into anime. Like, keep it up there for the 15 people that'll still remember these titles, right? Even if they've been long past, forgotten by the mainstream, right? That shouldn't really matter. But, these companies will prioritize, mass audiences and maximum profit over, the little guy, right? They'll want you to just consume the top titles no matter what, right? And just forget about, the little guys, right? But the success of Obsession and the fall of Lucasfilm begs to differ. All right, but look. We have something else to talk about when it comes to these titles. What if you want to own them, right? Well, sad news, Crunchyroll, which, big surprise, owned by Sony, is trying to get rid of physical anime. The ironic thing is that they actually did announce a bunch of Blu-rays for October last week. It's very crazy to see Crunchyroll do this, given, the elephant in the room about them taking down physical media for PlayStation starting with 2028, which a lot of people have blamed Rockstar for because GTA 6 is going to launch with no disc, right? And people have been just absolutely hammering Sony over this bullshit, this digital-only future where you own nothing. They could just take away anything that they want to at any given time without any warning, and it's a future that I just don't want to, belong in. But at last, I am willing to accept that most people buy digitally. That's not my real problem. My problem is there's the matter of choice. There's gonna be a few people out there that want to own it physically. Who knows? In a couple of years from now, when their title gets taken off the servers, you'll have physical to back you up because that'll have you, set for life, as long as you keep that title on a physical disc, you'll be safe. But in a digital only future, that'll be virtually impossible. If they really go through with this, if they don't reverse this decision in the next couple of weeks or so, we're looking at a world where the Lost Media Wiki is going to be working overtime to preserve all these titles from being lost forever, And that's not just going for PlayStation. Remember, we're also talking about anime here, because these licenses, who knows? There's not going to be another service, to take them. Whether it's High Dive or Ocean Vale, who knows? Maybe they'll take them, but it's very unlikely because these are old titles. But we'll see. I know Discotech, tries to get every old title imaginable. They're very loyal people, and I can applaud them for that. But the fact of the matter is, some people that want to own these physicals, they better hurry because they're selling out like hotcakes. And this is just the Amazon page, man. You go on eBay and they're going to be like $200, $300 for Black Lagoon. They'll charge you extra, just to get the original prints, the pioneer ones, right? It was $28, but like, it's from a different seller now. And look, so people don't buy physical, huh? Look at this right here. It made it to the top 200. Grimgar made it to the top 200 out here because y'all don't want to renew your licenses. Honestly, guys, it was a long time coming because keep in mind, none of the same people that made Sony the way it is, the greatness that it was, are working there anymore. It's been taken over by investors that only want to maximize profit over, keeping your fans happy, right? The true fans that have been giving you money, right? I just don't see a future like that being, salvageable. And I guess, Sony got their work cut out for them. Cause some people, the gun and ball players, they caved in. Cause Activision out here remastering Black Ops 1 and 2. And look, over 5 million players, they bought this shit. Cause they're suckers. Activision got them by the balls, and Sony's gonna take this and be like, okay, that's it. That settles it. Case closed. Physical's done. They're out of the business. And the fucking irony is, they invented the CD! Developed by Philips and Sony in 1982. This is like aborting your own child. That is just crazy. So why do this? Why fucking do this? My mind right now goes to the fucking investors. They look at Netflix and say, fuck the CDs, fuck the DVDs, fuck the Blu-rays, fuck anybody that wants to play games offline, and fuck anyone who wants to watch anime offline and own their titles for 20 to 30 years, and fuck anyone who wants to, watch this with very bad internet. Some people still live in rural areas, so their internet isn't very fast. Right? And ultimately, you know what this is going to come down to? It's going to come down to piracy making a huge comeback. Right? Where's fucking LimeWire when you need them, This will be a perfect time for them to come back. I don't condone piracy, not at all. I like to see creators get paid. I like to see everybody who works in this industry get paid, because they gotta eat the residual checks. They're gonna need them to keep their fucking lights on. But when you're treating customers like this, ultimately, it's the outcome that you're getting. You deserve it. Honestly, I feel sad. I feel sad for anyone who grew up with these titles and they don't have a convenient way to watch them anymore. That's just a brutal reminder to just, Sony is lucky that there's a bunch of suckers that'll fall for this, digital only future. You're gonna eat up the slop that we give you and take it like good little boys, and you won't complain about it, right? But there's always choice. You can just avoid all the drama. This could all be over with one post. Hey, we're reversing the physical media, right? Remember the late 2000s when ADV Films went out of business and Funimation, the corporal that Crunchyroll ended up merging with, they bought a whole bunch of titles. They used to be the one to rescue titles from being, out in the public domain. There's titles that include Devil May Cry, for example, Panty Pony Dash and Air and all that stuff. They used to be the ones to take titles. Now they're the ones taking them away from us. Right? Because it's not going to stop here. It's not going to stop here. If these titles expire, there's going to be many others that they've taken from Funimation, and those are going to expire too. So just appreciate what you have when you got it. Go buy the physicals for every old anime that's older than 10 years old. Just go buy the physicals immediately, or watch them. Just binge them before it's too late, legally speaking. That's just sad. That is just sad. Shout out to Sentai Filmworks. They're the real ones here. They're the ones that, they love Blu-rays. They put out Blu-rays for literally everything. And the prices are cheap as hell. Like, look at this one. This one's $5.99 on their website. $6.99. These times are not going to last forever. Like, appreciate this fucking site, bro. Everybody go support Sentai Filmworks, and also definitely go support, Crunchyroll's Blu-rays while they're still here. Because if you do that, that'll send a message to Sony that choice matters. Physical media still has an audience. And I would like to say, just good luck to all the old titles, all the Funimation era titles on Crunchyroll right now. Because, a title like High School DxD, that could be gone in a few weeks. So just go for it. Just go for it. Just start collecting as much as possible. If you love those titles, they could be gone in an instant. I myself have been collecting, anime for the last 5 years, and I am so proud of my collection, and I am never letting it go. Even if I die, I'm gonna pass it on to someone else. Because these discs, they matter. So yeah, this is your Sunshine Yui Tachibana Sunsetting for the day.